when I come down here and the cereal's gone and I can't get any of the cereal. We got all this milk. I can't eat any of the cereal. That is my favorite cereal. What are you doing? Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Ear Buddies. I am Ian Meyer, joined per usual by the purveyor of jugs himself, Scott the Gooch Kraus. What's going on, Scoob?
And a hearty sup mensch whamp whamp.
What's been going on?
What has been going on? I've been house sitting.
That's right.
You are here in the house I'm sitting.
I am. We're not near Buddy's studios today.
No, we're up near the Folsom prison right now.
Well, keep it vague, dude.
They're gonna track us down.
Come on, Scott.
This episode's gonna release in a week or two, and then they're gonna
weeks.
and then they're gonna come right here, and I'm not gonna be here.
Like you said, Folsom. I know where.
Yeah, knock knock. I'm here. This imaginary fan that we don't have.
Imaginary stalker.
Yeah.
What are you sipping on over there?
They got me these fancy beers for me to house sit in as a thank you for me house sitting. It's a sour ale barrel aged 9 to 15 months in Pinot Noir barrels with cherries added, fermented in the bottle. It's called Supplication.
Supplication by Russian River.
And this tiny bottle was $16.
People might know Russian River by the beer Pliny the Elder.
Yeah.
Here's something. I do not like sours, but I was going to inquire as to if I could try a sip of that on air.
Let's try this on air.
All right,
this is the Pinot Noir aged.
Scott's handing this to me.
Some fancy ass stuff.
I'm going to take a live sip.
Something I would never buy.
Live on podcast. Very fruity.
Yeah.
Super fruity.
It's not too harsh.
That's what the professionals do. I just got a quick taste of olive.
Olive.
Yeah, that's
You know
interesting.
what? That's not... It sounds weird, but I can see that.
Okay. So I'm not crazy.
Yeah, I could make you feel stupid right now, but I get it.
All right. Thank you, Scott. I'm going to hand this back to you.
Thanks, bro.
And my review is that it's the best sour I've ever had, but I don't think I could drink a whole one.
Okay.
It's a very strong flavor, very robust.
It's about 12 ounces a bottle at $16 a bottle.
Yep. It
So,
better be fucking good.
better be good. Yeah.
$16 a bottle.
Yeah.
That is pretty good. Yeah, I don't know if I could drink a whole bottle, but that is very good.
It's good. Yeah.
Scott, I have some music news.
Music news?
Yeah, we could have talked about this last time and we didn't because we're fucking degenerates.
Wow. Yeah. What?
Tool is now streaming on Spotify and other streaming services.
Right. That's big news for all you dads out there.
That is huge news because they were one of those bands that you couldn't even find on YouTube, right?
Probably.
I don't think you could find them on YouTube, or I don't even know about any live footage anywhere. Them and Prince were like the two artists that I know you couldn't find their music streaming on anything. Well, Prince you can find on Spotify, but like on YouTube, I know he had some sort of, I don't know, there's some sort of restriction in place.
Yeah.
You couldn't find any of that. And, Tool was also one of those bands. Now, here's the thing. I'm, to date, not a Tool fan at all. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But I want to go back on these albums and see. I dipped my toe in, dipped my tip in a little bit. I didn't like what I heard. Not into it.
Yeah. I will have to say the same. I don't care about Tool. I tried when I heard this was streaming, and maybe they should have just stayed off the platform because I just it's just not for me.
Yeah. And they are
tried.
They are going to be releasing their first new album in 13 years called Fear Inoculum.
So we'll review that and make a lot of people mad.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. David McNasty, friend of the podcast, I'm going to butcher this story, but he's got a buddy who was talking to somebody. It might have even been at a Tool show, and the guy was just like, What's the singer's name? Maynard something?
Keenan.
Maynard Keenan?
Yeah.
This guy was just like your stereotypical stoner dude. Like, yeah, Maynard, man. Maynard's the fucking truth, man. Just super into Tool. Anyway, that's the whole story. I thought that was pretty funny. Maynard.
Who names their son Maynard?
Maynard. I don't know. Someone who knows that person's going to grow up and be in a band called Tool.
I have similar news that you reminded me of. So that was huge news for some reason because Tool is one of those bands that's just like, we're never, I feel like they're just like, we're never going to do this. We're like, you buy our album, listen, they're trying to keep it like the classic experience.
I have some respect for that.
I do too. But there was another band that I believe King Crimson never had their catalog on Spotify until around the same time.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I don't know do you know King Crimson at all?
I've heard the name. I don't know anything they do.
They're like a very prominent prog band, and yeah, they have their whole, as far as I know, their whole stuff on there. So
nice.
I feel like that's something I actually will take advantage of, but no one cared. It seemed like because Tool did it,
yeah,
and people were just like freaking out. But you might know, the Kanye song "Stronger," or not "Stronger."
Mm-mm.
He does a sample. It's like 21st century schizoid man.
No, I don't
know. Anyway, what is that? Power? I don't remember. But anyway, you don't even know. But that's King Crimson sample.
Tell me anyway, bitch.
It's a King Crimson sample. It's just it's good. It's good stuff.
Nice.
And that's out. So for people who don't care about Tool, that's some news you might enjoy. Spotify related.
King Crimson.
Yeah.
That's our music news.
Music news.
I've also got some updates. Real quickly, I went back. On the previous episode, I mentioned how I did not like Elton John and how I did not like Prince,
David Bowie.
Kiss, David Bowie. So I went back and I dipped my toes in and my tip into Elton John.
Your toes and your tip, that's pretty deep.
Gave Elton John the whole thing. No, I didn't. Whatever.
Not for real,
yeah.
though.
And my update is that I'm still not that into it, either of them.
All right, well, you gave it the old college try.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I did find a cool Elton John album. Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player.
Okay.
It's got some cool stuff on it. It's the album that has Crocodile Rock.
Oh. And
in particular, I found the song Have Mercy on the Criminal was pretty cool.
Okay.
For the sake of time, I won't play much of it right now, but I thought that was cool. And I never thought Elton John was bad. I'm just not into it.
I can't I don't even think I could defend him because I just don't listen to him at all.
You don't have that's not in your repertoire.
No, and it never really was.
And David Bowie, I listened to a bit. I went back to David Bowie's first album and listened to a bit of that. Ooh. That's fucking old school as shit.
Yeah, that's not prime Bowie.
Oh, I know.
Nobody thinks that's prime Bowie.
And then I went to the album that you like, which is called
Scary Monsters.
Yes, I went back to that. There's some cool shit on there.
It's a pretty interesting album, huh?
Yeah, still not super into it. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't do a ton for me, but cool stuff going on.
That's a weirder one for him. I think that most people kind of like Ziggy Stardust, which is a great classic album too.
Well,
or
fuck
like
most people.
Space Oddity.
Fuck Space Oddity.
Yeah, I just I'm like really cool, so I like the stuff that like other people don't like. So I really like Scary Monsters and Lodger and Low. Like those three albums are like I think those three albums. Man, I'm gonna feel like an idiot if that's wrong right now. Or they're part of this like trilogy, so to speak. I don't think they're related in any other way other than I think he was in Berlin at the time.
Uh-huh.
And I'm saying this off of like memories that I had when I was in high school. So this could be completely off. So don't. There is a Berlin trilogy, and I know for sure Lodger and I think Low. I'm not sure. I think Scary Monsters is the other one too, but don't quote me.
I won't quote you. I actually played Suffragette City in a cover band.
Oh, I like that song.
That was a fun song to play.
Yeah.
I got to use some funky effects and stuff.
Do you remember where you were when Bowie died?
No, I don't.
I remember...
Oh, God, is this going to get deep?
No. Because I just had such a connection.
I remember when Maynard keeled over, man.
I remember where it was where Maynard took his shit off Spotify.
Maynard James Keenan changed his mind. That shit's gone.
If you name your son Maynard or Elton,
he's gonna be the fucking truth.
He's gonna be the truth.
I don't know why my guy's Southern.
Can you say that in like a...
Maynard's the fucking truth, man.
I was just like unconsolable when David Bowie died. It was like completely... I was like off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was listening to Low and just completely silent and like...
Were you like cradling like one of his albums in your arms?
The
lights off, laying on the floor?
Pretty much. It was like one of the weirdest... Like I don't usually have any kind of reaction to celebrity deaths. I mean, like I'm just like, oh, that sucks, or especially if they're still active. But with him, like the circumstances that he died, and then just also my personal connection to him, it just like it hit me so hard. I've never felt like that before, where it's just like, man, like I was just sitting there like so depressed and just like irritable.
Yeah.
Maybe the only other time I had like anything close to that was when MCA died from the Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
That was pretty rough.
See, and I've yet to have really any of my heroes die.
Yeah.
We've lost Prince, we've lost Tom Petty. I feel like it started around the time Lemmy died, and then all of a sudden, like later that year, just all these artists and actors too were just dropping like flies, and it's been nuts.
Well, it's just like everybody of a certain generation was just out. But yeah, I think the next one that for me that I'm like dreading is Iggy Pop, because I feel like he's in great shape for his age, but he's the same era as Bowie, and it's just a matter of time.
It's
depressing.
But that brings me to my next topic. I went to the Rolling Stones concert.
Oh yeah.
And it's going to be a fucking bummer when any of those motherfuckers die.
That's not a matter of time. They're never going to die.
Yeah. They are in great shape.
Yeah.
God damn it. Like, the next day I was exhausted. Okay. Let me start over. It was in Santa Clara. Me and my dad drove down. Great show. Awesome show. They had these giant screens that you could probably see. Like, there were planes going overhead because there's an airport down there somewhere, and they were pretty low because they were taking off or landing. Mm-hmm. And where the planes were, I'm sure that if you looked out the window at the right time, you could see these screens and kind of see what's going on.
Oh, that's cool.
They were massive.
Was it loud?
It was pretty loud. We got pretty close. We had pretty close seats. We saw them at Levi's Stadium. There was a smaller stage that extended out from the main stage. Okay. That was probably like 20 feet from us, 20 or 30 feet from us. It was really close. And it was close enough that I could see when Jagger would go out there and dance like a goddamn flamboyant maniac. You could just see, I'm just looking at him, like I'm seeing the lines on his face. Like, I'm not seeing age lines in a Rolling Stones DVD. Like, he's right in front of me.
Yeah.
This is insane. And Richards, they all went out there at one point. I was close enough that one of the songs they played out there, I could hear the hi-hat and the delay between Charlie Watts hitting the hi-hat and it actually coming out of the speakers.
Wow.
So it sounded like there was a little shuffle going on, but it was just an audio delay because I was hearing the live hi-hat right there.
That's crazy.
That was pretty fucking cool. I posted a couple pictures on social media. I'll get some more up there for who gives a shit, whatever.
Was there a bag at that show, or what are they called?
A bag?
For phones, what do they call those?
Yonder bag?
Yonder bag?
No, I got some video of it too.
Why do they call it Yonder bag?
I don't know what it stands. YONDR. I don't know what that stands for.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, it's probably just some company, some like startup.
One thing that was fucking weird. So I stood in line for a total of about an hour just to get a goddamn water. And when I ordered, give me 2 bottles of water, they're $5 a piece. They couldn't give me the bottles. They poured them into hard plastic cups. What kind of bullshit is that?
Wow.
Like, okay,
It's like alcohol laws for water.
Are you trying to conserve plastic or something? Because you're just giving me more plastic that I'm assuming you're not going to reuse.
They're not trying to conserve it. They're trying to use as much plastic as possible.
Yeah, I guess so. That's it. They're fighting the system.
They should have put a lid. What they should have done is they should have given you a lid and a straw.
100%. If they gave me a lid and a straw, that would have been magical. They didn't do that.
Yeah. That way they could waste more plastic.
Yeah, more plastic, more convenience for me.
Yeah.
But it's like I didn't want the entire. I wanted to nurse it throughout the entire show. And I don't want to hold this fucking cup the whole goddamn time.
Yeah, you could. The bottle is so convenient because you can close it.
Yeah, and you don't need extra plastic for a cup.
Yeah.
And one of those cups, the chick wasn't paying attention because somebody else was distracting them, and she didn't pour out the last little bit, so they skimped me on like a good inch of water off the top of that second cup.
Wow.
Paid $5 for that. I want the whole bottle.
Yeah, it costs them what, like 50 cents?
Yeah.
We should start a war. We should get all of our fans to rally against the stadium.
Yeah, let's do it. Fuck football anyway. You know what? That's another thing I don't like. I don't like football.
Yeah, you know what? I'm with you.
I like football. I like soccer.
I don't care about soccer either.
I don't follow it, but I think I'm not a sports guy. We're not sports guys.
No.
I could dig on soccer, though. Soccer is a sport that I could actually, if I wanted to, I could actually sit and watch it.
The only one I could say that about is basketball. I always felt like the people who played the game are slightly more interesting, and I think that I like the league a little bit more. I think I like football is just kind of weird. There's a lot of weird controversies and stuff.
Yeah.
I think basketball basketball has a lot more like fun personalities.
Honestly, football's too bro-y for me.
Yeah.
Everyone gets so goddamn competitive. It's like when people start talking about their team and stuff. It's like, yeah, we did really good this year. You know, we're probably going over. First of all, we didn't do shit.
Yeah.
The team that you enjoy did.
When people like have riots about a team.
Yeah.
Or they start fights, like my dad was in a bar or something, and he's a 49ers fan, and he gets really into it. He'll like clap at the TV and stuff. But some guy like tried to pick a fight with him because he was a Raiders fan, and stuff like that. It's like, what is going on?
Yeah,
like,
who gives a shit?
What's going on in your life where that's something that gives you so much anger when someone likes a different team? It's like me going into a bar with a Breaking Bad shirt. And someone is just like, I like The Sopranos. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, yeah. Put up your dukes, they say.
Yeah, I don't understand sports. It's just like, it's like the guy's version of like The Bachelor or something. It's just like, I've been listening to people work like all this drama about players and like, oh, this guy had to, this guy's going broke and this guy got arrested for domestic abuse and all this stuff, and it's just like. It's kind of becoming like a gossip thing. Like, yeah, it's just weird.
Damn, we got some hot takes on here, Scott.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do know.
I'm really good at communicating points. So,
but anyway, enough about all that. I'm sure we lost some listeners by saying that we just don't like football and sports.
You know what? I'm drinking this $16 beer. I'm getting drunk, and I don't give a shit about football.
Woo! Scott, you're my goddamn hero right now.
And the halftime show, the commercials, no, it all sucks. Like, the Super Bowl sucks. I used to care.
Whoa.
I don't care anymore.
I don't think I've ever cared about the Super Bowl, but it is kind of fun to go just hang out and bullshit and watch the commercials.
I think any sport, it's fun to watch, like, the last game because there's a lot more at stake and there's, like, a lot more production involved. But I just think that people freak out about the commercials in the Super Bowl.
Do you want to know my biggest pet peeve about basketball?
What?
It's the most trivial thing you can think of.
What's that?
The squeaking of the shoes.
Oh, wow.
Bugs the complete fuck out of me.
That would be something that annoys you.
So if it's on mute, that's fine. I don't mind, but I don't really have any strong feelings one way or another about basketball. But baseball, I think baseball is my least favorite sport. Now we're really going to get some hate.
Let's just go down the list.
All right, we're going down this rabbit hole.
What don't you like about
baseball?
The drugs?
The drugs, the substance abuse.
The big league chew.
The big league chew. Fuck big league chew.
Come on, green apple. Like, I'm going to be chewing that. Like, all the time. Like, what the hell?
No, people are always like, that's the American sport. You don't like baseball? No, I don't like baseball. It's fucking boring.
Give it to the Japanese. They do it better than we do.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun to watch.
Is that like a weird way to say it? Like the Japanese?
The Japanese?
Instead of just like Japan. Give it to Japan.
Give it to Japan?
I
mean, they are Japanese.
Yeah, but saying
Aren't
the
they
Japanese is like,
like
it feels like an old man thing to say.
Like low-key problematic or racist?
I don't think it's racist, but just like, yeah, it seems
well,
like
you did say in the same breath they do it better than we do, so it can't be racist.
Yeah. You can't have racism that's positive.
That's the fucking truth, man.
We're just digging this hole so deep.
Oh shit. Anyway,
I can't even see the
surface.
Yeah.
You're fucking hammered, dude. You can't even.
Thanks for digging me out of that word hole.
Yeah, I'll dig you out of any hole.
Ain't that the truth?
Fucking truth, man. So the Stones show. It was a great show. Me and my dad had a good time. The whole thing went pretty smooth. The only hiccup was trying to get the water, and then Vista Kicks opened up. They're from Roseville. They are from Sacramento.
Yeah, they are from Roseville. Yes, I knew that.
Didn't realize that they were that local. I don't know. It kind of blew my mind. I was like, fuck it. Now these guys are opening up for the Stones.
I have no idea how they got that gig.
That's insane.
I've seen them before, and they're pretty good, but
they're fine.
Yeah, I don't know why they're opening for the Stones.
My dad turned to me. He's like, "This band sucks."
Yeah, I could imagine them that being their like biggest reaction. I feel like that's so random.
They kind of just trailed on the last song a bit, and I was fine with it. My dad's like, "Come on, let's go. Like what? Like hurry up. Like finish." Basically, he's getting frustrated, but they were okay. It was fine.
Could you imagine how much as an opening band from Roseville, like how much money you get, like compared to your other shows, just being a touring opener for the Stones? That's got to be like the biggest gig they've ever had.
Probably, and probably just on like merch alone.
Yeah.
Which it always blew my mind. A lot of these opening bands, their merch is just as much as the headliners. Like you're going to put a $45 Vista Kicks shirt next to a $45 Rolling Stone shirt.
$45?
Yeah. That's
I
typical.
think, you know what?
$40 is like typical for a band shirt at a concert like that.
What?
Yeah, we had this discussion after the Weezer episode.
I just can't believe that.
Yeah.
I just can't process that.
Yeah.
I forgot that conversation, though.
Yeah.
So what probably ended up happening is that the Rolling Stones, whoever's managing the merch, was just like, you can't charge any less than this because that's what we're charging.
Maybe. That is possible.
So they can't. It's like, oh, you could pay $45 for this Rolling Stone shirt, or Vista Kicks has one for $20.
Yeah,
they're undercutting the.
That's
not that anybody's going to want their shirt more than Rolling Stones, but
yeah, no shit though. I would like to play the intro of the night, if that's cool.
Yeah.
I filmed them going on stage. The lights coming down and these big ass screens. I'll see if I can cut maybe a small clip of this, and I'm going to show it to you right now. So you can see there's lines going across the screen.
Wow, so colorful.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just white, but...
You see it okay?
Yeah.
And then the tongues come out here. A lot of color. It's like a little cheesy, but then this is cool. Give it a second.
It's a nice touch.
The No Filter Tour 2019.
This is wild.
Yeah. I want to try and get... Oh, there's the tongues. Ooh. That...
Awesome.
Yeah. Richards comes out there. Look at these lights here. Just the white lights there were so intense.
I just started craving a hot dog. I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
I think it was the national anthem.
Really got you a hankering for a hot dog.
Whenever I think about America, I get hungry. It's like whenever you hear mariachi, you want a burrito.
Can't say that happens to me. Anyway, so I just wanted to play a clip of that.
Whenever I hear polka, I want a bratwurst.
Let me ask you this. What kind of food do you want when you listen to the Black Keys?
Ooh, I think I want hard alcohol.
Hard alcohol.
Yeah.
I accept that. But I don't know if you mean that positively or negatively.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. Today we're here to talk about the latest album from the Black Keys entitled Let's Rock.
Let's Rock. It's got like a AC/DC cover on that.
It does, and Let's Rock is a very AC/DC style name. And to be perfectly honest, I fucking hate it.
It's
I
bad.
hate that name.
It's bad. I like the style of...
The image is cool.
Yeah,
the
I like
electric chair.
I do like how it looks. I just don't think
Yeah.
it really necessarily fits the album.
Came out on June 28, 2019 under None Such Records, which they've been on for a long time.
It's a good label.
Yeah, it is. They normally do a lot of collaborations with Danger Mouse. This album, I don't think they collaborated with him on at all.
No.
They produced it independently, and it's their first album in 5 years.
Without
been a
Danger
while.
Mouse? Oh,
It's
just in general.
In general.
Oh, wow.
They took a 3-year hiatus and then came back into the studio to work on this one. And so let me run down the track listing real quick before we get too crazy, even though we're fucking wild as it is now.
Let's Rock.
We've got Shine a Little Light, Eagle Birds, Low High. I think that's a play on lo-fi. Walk Across the Water, Tell Me Lies, Every Little Thing, Get Yourself Together, Sit Around and Miss You, Go, Breaking Down, Under the Gun, and Fire Walk With Me. Or Fire Walk With Me, however the emphasis is supposed to be on there.
I want to say that's a reference to... What's that show? I didn't watch it, so never mind.
Okay, well, let's say that it's not a reference. And that
What's that show?
Pulling something out of nothing.
Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks?
I think
maybe,
that there
I don't
is like a theme in that show called Fire Walk With Me. I don't watch the show, so I don't know. That's the only other time I've ever heard that before. So
I don't know. Yeah, I think I've watched one episode of Twin Peaks, and that's it. So
yeah, I watched the first episode. I think I would like it if I kept watching it, but it's just like it's just a commitment.
Too much other good shit on right now.
Yeah.
So Scott, let's talk. Let's rock.
Also, Black Keys are from Akron, Ohio, right?
This is true.
And I think that they recorded this album in Nashville, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yes, they are a two-piece. Dan Auerbach and Patrick Carney. Carney on drums, Auerbach on guitar, vocals, and pretty much everything else.
They have the White Stripes dynamic.
They do.
Yeah.
And they've been they've been paralleled with White Stripes a lot because they're very garagey, very gritty, grungy, kind of dirty sound. At least the older albums are a lot more raw, as we fucking say all the time on here.
It's like, so with this band, it was hard for me to respect them when they came out for that reason, though, because it's like, when they came out, I think White Stripes were really popular, and they had a color in their name. It was a guitarist and a drummer, and it sounded like very similar. So I was just like, okay, come on, guys.
Yeah, I think that when I was younger, I kind of pegged them as like, quote, copying White Stripes.
Yeah, it was hard for me not to do that when they were.
Even though it is different.
It's different. It's totally different now. I think back then it was less different, though.
I haven't listened to enough of their first couple albums, first 2-3 albums to speak to that. But I
listened to the first track on their first album, and it was good. It was really good, and it was like, but it was very garagey.
I think you would like their early stuff because it's less refined.
I think I would like it too, because in preparation for this album, I listened to Thick Freakness.
Yeah, people love that's like a fan favorite,
and it's got that Vaseline cover. He's just like two fingers dipping in the Vaseline. I like the cover. You would like the cover. I like his vocals sound really different. I just listened to the first track before you got here, and I liked it a lot, actually. I was very surprised how much I liked it.
I haven't gotten into Thick Freakness actually. I don't remember. I don't know why. I don't know why I haven't gotten back to that one. I have Rubber Factory from close around the same time. But on the topic of the White Stripes, Jack White had made a comment. We might have discussed this on here before, but he had made a comment that not that he thought Black Keys were copying the White Stripes, but he would flip on the TV, he would hear a song in a commercial and think, hey, this band is ripping off my sound, and it would end up being the Black Keys. He kind of called him out on that, like, hey, someone's ripping the White Stripes off, but it would end up being the Black Keys. And I guess Patrick Carney kind of made like a little diss tweet about that too, and then he actually had a follow-up tweet.
Who's Patrick Carney?
The drummer from Black Keys.
Okay.
Yeah, he had a follow-up tweet saying, just talked to Jack on the phone for about an hour, like, we're cool, he's a good guy. It was like they had like this little drama going on that didn't last. It was like someone said that Jack White got in Carney's face somewhere at like a bar.
Yeah.
And I don't think and that they like argued and stuff. And I don't know if any of that was true, but they did have a little tiff just because they each were making these little sly comments.
Yeah.
But then they talked to each other and worked it out.
If you're the Black Keys, I don't think that you really have room to diss Jack White, though, to be fair. I think like it's just like I
think it was sparked because of reading Jack White's comments.
Yeah.
I think that's
but if also like I understand it from Jack White's perspective, because if it's like the White Stripes were before the Black Keys, as far as I know, they were well before the Black Keys, and they had the same type of sound, the same type of like dynamic, and then they had a color in their name. Mm-hmm. It was like, and it's like the opposite color. It's like white versus black, and then I mean now the Black Keys have kind of completely differentiated themselves.
Yeah,
I don't care anymore.
Yeah,
but I could see that. I could see that.
Uncanny similarities. Okay, I found the article here in Rolling Stone. Jack White has responded to Black Keys drummer Patrick Carney's allegations that White tried to start a fight with him after running into each other at a New York City bar. Carney accused White of bullying him, in quotes, in a series of tweets Sunday night, and said of the Lazaretto rocker, Jack White is basically Billy Corgan's dumbass Zero t-shirt in human form.
What?
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. However, White denied.
What a weird diss.
Yeah. However, White denied that he attempted to start an altercation with the rocker in a statement following Carney's Twitter tirade.
God, do I love drama. So you know how I was making fun of people who got into sports drama before?
Uh-huh.
I'm a complete hypocrite because this is pretty cool.
Music drama?
Hey, music drama,
I know,
I'm all about that.
Hey, everyone. It was at this point that I proceeded to read pretty much the entire fucking article. For the sake of time, we've trimmed it down quite a bit. If you're still curious, the article is from Rolling Stone, dated September 14th, 2015. If you Google Jack White, Patrick Carney, it should be one of the first results that pops up. Anyway, back to the show.
It's just too much.
Juicy feud.
It's very juicy. I think the people can draw their own conclusions from that.
We're straight sipping from the teat of that feud.
What side do you take?
I don't. I think I take the Black Keys side. Kinda.
Okay.
A little bit. I think it's kind of. It's dumb that there's a feud at all. Like, I get it. Like, it's uncanny.
You have to choose.
I have to choose. Fuck. I'm not choosing. Nope.
Yeah. Well,
Fuck
how
you,
about
Scott.
how about music? Do you prefer Black Keys or White Stripes?
Shit. Okay. I am afraid to answer that question.
I'm not.
I'm going to say Black Keys.
Wow.
Because they have more material collectively that I enjoy consistently than the Black Keys do. I'm sorry, the White Stripes do. The White Stripes, on each of their albums, there could be a song that I fucking love next to a song that does absolutely nothing for me. The Black Keys, the albums that I really enjoy, the songs will be consistently like good from track to track.
Cool.
And I do think that the Black Keys had some sort of turning point later on, maybe after Thick Freakness, where all of a sudden they were actually. Well, are we getting into it? Are we?
We're just yeah.
I'm getting all over the place with this shit.
We got into the drama, so I'm trying to start something here.
Oh yeah, let's fuck. Let's rock. Let's rock and fuck and talk. Rock and fuck and talk, and then we'll walk. The Black Keys.
Well put.
Scott, let's start with you. Let's get back to square one. Do you like the Black Keys?
Honestly, not really.
I kind of knew that. There are some people in our circle of friends who don't like the Black Keys. And for a while, I was thinking to myself, I get it. But now I'm starting to think, why? I'm starting to question why. And I guess it's a matter of if you don't like that kind of grungy, very fuzz guitar sound, then you're not going to like the Black Keys because they're kind of all about that.
So with me, it has never really appealed to me. And I've always questioned their authenticity.
That's fair. They got
honest.
very commercial for a while.
Yeah.
I felt I had the same thing as Jack White. It was like they have songs that are like theme songs for TV shows.
Yeah.
There's like I've recognized like 8 different songs of theirs that are in commercials.
I've seen them act in a TV show before.
I feel like I did too, but I don't remember what. What show?
They were on Nashville. You ever see that?
I have not watched it, but I know people who are fans.
Yeah, they were on that.
Interesting. They're funny, dude. Some of their promotion for this album was pretty funny.
They were on other shows too, weren't they? They weren't on Master of None, were they? They were in like a comedy show, right?
They were, or at least one of them was. Yeah, what was
Dan
that?
Auerbach was on.
Maybe it was Master of None.
Yeah, something like that.
If anybody out there knows what show or shows the Black Keys were on, tweet it at us at EarBuddiespod. Or email it to us, earbuddiespod@gmail.com or Instagram of the same thing.
So my thing with Black Keys in like a very general sense is that I always felt like they were capitalizing on a sound rather than an artistic motive. It was like they had, and I could say that especially for this album. This is the first album I've listened to all the way through. I've only ever heard the singles. That it's like a specific sound and that's it. It just felt like they were doing business with this aesthetic. Like they're going for a specific aesthetic, but I don't feel anything underneath that with any substance.
Interesting.
I feel like it's kind of engineered like you could put all these tracks on a wheel, spin the wheel, wherever it lands, put that song in a commercial. It doesn't really matter. Like it felt like any of these songs could make them a bunch of money. They could just pick it out, stick it anywhere they want, and it's another fat paycheck. I
agree with that to an extent. I do think that, yeah, a person could listen to Black Keys and say, oh, everything sounds the same way you could with like AC/DC.
Well, I don't think everything sounds the same. I just think that everything sounds like it could be marketed.
Yeah. Well, and that's, yeah, like,
they've got a very sleek sound. It's well produced, but it's well produced in a vintage way. Yeah. That's very like trendy.
One thing that I appreciate about their approach that I think is kind of neat, a factoid, if you will, is that they don't really go into the studio with anything in mind. They don't typically go there with an idea in their head. They literally go into the studio and start jamming on something and keep the ideas to develop. They keep it contained in the studio. Yeah. Which I think is kind of cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
Because it keeps it kind of like it keeps it in the moment. It keeps it fresh. Yeah. Like, oh, we came up with this together. But yeah, they have become very marketable and very commercial. And what got me into them was their album Brothers that had the song Tighten Up on it. I heard that on the radio. And that was what got me into the Black Keys.
Could you play a bit of that? Just refresh my memory. Also refresh my memories.
I will express your memories after the pod.
Express them. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And refresh them. This song, Tighten Up. This is what got me into Black Keys. You know this song?
I know this song. Yeah.
I loved this song.
Mm-hmm.
To the point that I ended up buying this album, and I loved the whole album.
Okay.
I went fucking head first, shaft first in the Black Keys. Actually, to the point they're one of the bands that I kind of burnt myself out on.
Yeah.
a while back. So I didn't listen to them for a while. El Camino
this song is good. But this came out at the time when I started to really question the authenticity of a lot of independent musicians.
Huh.
And they started to commercialize indie a lot more.
Yeah.
And I just didn't trust this band from the get-go.
Yeah.
So. Go ahead, sorry.
No, you're
Camino.
fine. El Camino was the album that came out after that had Lonely Boy, which was also pretty heavily marketed. Here's something about the Black Keys that I don't like. They put out, like, we would go to Dimple.
Yeah.
Dimple's on its way out. Rest in peace, Dimple Records.
So stupid. I'm so mad about that.
Yeah. They would get stacks and stacks of CDs of their singles. Who's going out spending $2 on a CD that's just the single?
I have done that before.
You've done that before?
Yeah. I've done that with PJ Harvey and some other stuff. I think like the B-side is what people buy it for.
But this album was cool, and I guess I'm kind of just chronicling my Black Keys exposure.
If it's just that one song, that's really stupid. But if there's a B-side, it could be.
So when they put out their album Turn Blue, which I really love, Turn Blue might actually be my favorite Black Keys album. This is an album that I think, to me, it felt like they stepped out of their Black Keys-ness and did something a little different. It does feel very different from their other stuff. It's a little more refined, it's definitely Black Keys flavor.
Yeah.
But it just feels different. Something's different, but I love it. It's a great album, and like
I'm not sure I've heard anything from that album. So
this album is worth checking out, and I wish I would have given you that heads up to take a listen to it, because it's just. Let me see if I can find
this little bit I like.
Yeah, this is cool. There's singles off this album. Like Fever was the single off of it. Fever is probably the worst song on the album.
Okay.
Like it only goes up from there. Having said that, the drums in Black Keys, I will say, are something that never really wowed me.
Okay.
I feel like they always kind of just do what they need to do. He's not a very fancy drummer.
Similar to
AC/DC?
Meg White.
Similar to Meg, except Patrick Carney's a better drummer.
Yeah, but that idea.
Yeah.
The idea is the same thing.
Yep, of just, always knowing where the beat lies.
The basics. And then the guitar is just like the one that's doing all the work.
Yeah, kind of. And,
who's doing the bass there? Is that from the guitar?
No, Dan Auerbach does the bass on here, but then they get like extra performers when they play live, like their background performers to help. Nowadays they do. They have extra performers to come out and help them with, keyboard parts and backing vocals and the
He's
bass
like pitching down his guitar or something. I wasn't sure.
I'm sure he does on some songs. That's, Jack White would do that.
Yeah.
With that Pog, baby. Polyphonic octave generator.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Pog.
made by Electro-Harmonics.
Did you ever collect Pogs?
I had Pogs when I was a kid.
I had like a Pog maker.
I don't know what happened to them, and I don't know. I never knew how to fucking play them or what to do with them.
Oh yeah, I didn't know anything. I just made them.
You had
I had this
Pog
thing
maker.
Yeah, you could like take a magazine and make Pogs out of like little circular shaped areas in the magazine.
Really?
Yeah, I had something like that.
Shit, I didn't know.
I didn't know
existed.
how to play it or anything, but
yeah. But so Black Keys, Turn Blue, fantastic album.
Yeah.
Brothers,
sure,
fantastic album. They had like a series of like really good albums. Brothers, El Camino's good, but maybe not quite up to par as Brothers and Turn Blue, and then Let's Rock, I think, is a really good album.
Okay.
I think that this is up there with Brothers and Turn Blue.
Okay.
It might be like a close third to those two albums for me.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, I know I'm rambling right now, but you know what? Fuck it. My opinion on Black Keys, I am finding that I started liking them more when they got more commercial. I think it's a coincidence. I don't,
Okay.
and getting more like you said, just cash grabs. Some people might view it as cash grabs as opposed to, but they're very good about, for those last few albums, having in each song some hook, some earworm where you're like, I don't really know what that song like is by the name, but the second you play it, you're like, yes, I know exactly what song this is.
I think that they are very good at making songs. I mean, like, I think that I can see what you're saying, that it doesn't sound lazy in any way.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're pretty good about arranging and making hooks and stuff like that. I think that they're very talented, like supremely talented. I can't imagine. Like, their success makes sense to me. Just for me personally, when I heard this album, it kind of struck me as like, it's tough because it's been a 5-year break.
Yeah.
But it felt like, okay, it was like the Raconteurs where it's just like, okay, business as usual type of thing, where it's just like, this is what works. Let's do this. And to me, it was kind of difficult to listen to this whole thing. And It's only 35 minutes, 40 minutes.
Yeah, 38 minutes.
38 minutes, and it was hard for me to get through every time.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really surprising to me, actually.
But I don't discredit anybody for liking this. It's just like, it was hard for me to enjoy it.
I kind of had a feeling, because I know you're not the biggest Black Keys fan going into it, but like, even when I was listening to this, I'm like thinking to myself that some of the just tone, well, it does have a little bit more structure, I feel like, than you enjoy. It's almost too cleanly produced. It's for you.
For me, yeah. There is, yeah. I don't know if it's too clean for me, but I think it's too clean for something that's supposed to sound rough.
Mm-hmm.
It's too clean for
but they're not really like a band that's like supposed to sound rough anymore, I don't think.
But
like, they've moved away from that like garage, like spacious, nasty thing.
They're taking like the garage aesthetic and they're turning it into pop. It's like garage pop.
Garage pop.
I think they've created a new genre.
So you're saying that they're taking, like, if you see a commercial and there's a cowboy in it, or a movie and there's a cowboy in it,
yeah,
and he looks all cleaned up and he's got his hat and he's got his button down and stuff.
Yeah, you get like a Levi's commercial.
But then you take like a real cowboy, like oh, they're not going to be all pretty and cleaned up like in the movie or in the Levi's commercial. They're going to be like dirty and gritty and fucking manly.
Yeah. So this is like the male
Levi's
model
commercial
that puts on the Levi's and the cowboy hat
and calls himself a cowboy
and just like sits on a horse, like stationary, for the pictures,
and drives his Dodge Ram with a Hemi.
Yeah.
Across the ranch.
Yeah.
Spewing up dust.
Yeah. It feels like it's like cosplaying or something. It's like you take all of these influences and you put them on.
Damn, that's a deep burn. This album feels like cosplay to you?
Yeah, it's like,
shit.
It's like they don't walk this walk. They're just like, all right, what works? Okay, so a little bit of garage. Okay, like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Okay, so now we got to put all these effects tastefully in the mix. It felt like the production was very good.
Production's super good.
The production was excellent. I just think that it was too good. Too good. It bugs me when there's like when they're trying to be analog, but it sounds. I don't know what they're trying to do. I'm not going to put words in their mouth, but it sounds like they're taking an aesthetic that's strictly analog, retro, and they're turning it into something that's modern poppy, marketable.
Except I wouldn't call this pop though, but I get what you're trying to say.
But it has pop structure.
Pop structure. Okay. We'll go with that.
There aren't many wild sections in this album.
No, it is very straightforward.
Yeah.
We'll say that. There's little to no surprises, but I don't think I don't think there's a bad song on this album. When they released the single Lo-Fi, I wasn't that thrilled with it. Low-Hi. Whoops. Haha. Oops. I wasn't that thrilled with it. That's an okay song. That might be the worst. Well, that's not the worst song on the album, but it's fine.
Yeah.
It's whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, this album's going to be, and when I first heard that, I'm like, okay, this album's not going to do a ton for me. But I was surprised.
They self-produced this album?
Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's their first self-produced album.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. They self-produced this one. The last 4 albums they've done were with Danger Mouse, which probably explains why I really like those albums. I'm sure we've discussed before on a previous podcast that I'm finding more and more that everything I hear with Danger Mouse I really like.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's worked with a lot of people. Gnarls Barkley was the group he was in, and then I think he worked with the Shins dude and Karen O and stuff like that. But
yeah, he did. He's done some work with Jack White too.
But so here's the thing with this album is like, I can see you saying there's no bad songs on this album. I understand that.
Yeah.
I don't think no songs like, I didn't think any songs were like, oh, this is like terrible. But it was just like everything was just so boring to me. And it was like, Let's Rock, but it was just like, it's like
Let's Rock is such a stupid name for this album.
Yeah, it's like, and I read reviews for this album, and like this album's getting very positive reviews.
Yeah.
And I read some reviews just like, well, it says Let's Rock, and that's what they did. And I'm just like, they didn't really rock. I mean, it was just like, yeah,
I thought they rocked.
They had all the right moves and stuff, but it was like they read like a rock, like How to Rock for Dummies, and then they just like,
Scott.
It's like, okay, so they took really good notes. Like, okay, right here, I gotta put this tone on. I gotta do this. It was just like,
well, Carney was noted as saying it's a quote, an homage to electric guitar. They had that like rock.
I think it's pronounced
approach. Homage.
Yeah.
Their approach was to be like on other albums they did have like some keyboards and stuff, and until I kind of did a little bit more research, it didn't really hit me. I'm like, oh yeah, there's not really many keyboards going on in this one, and they did kind of just focus on like different guitar sounds and shit. And that's one thing in the production, something to speak about with the production on this album is that they can take a bunch of like distorted fuzzy guitars going at the same time and be able to like discern them in the mix.
Oh yeah, there's nothing buried here.
Yeah, and which is like, I don't know. I respect that because I've tried to do that myself at home, and that can be tough. That can be a challenge sometimes. It is very clean, but I see that being a critique for you, that it's trying to be dirty, but it's just too clean.
Yeah,
it's the Levi's commercial.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to not be. It's hard for me to shake that opinion. Like I'm trying to think of it objectively, but it doesn't feel genuine to me.
See, and I got the exact opposite feeling.
Yeah,
you're wrong. I think you're wrong.
I could be wrong. It just like, I grew up listening to punk and garage, like like New York Dolls and the Clash and stuff, and that's like what I was raised on was rough stuff. And when I hear a band like this that's like trying to be rough, but it's so clean.
See, but I don't think they're trying to be rough anymore. I think they're just trying to make music that they care about.
But it's like they're taking a rough aesthetic, which feels very.
It's fucking rock and roll, dude.
It's like, yeah, well, it's like there's an image, there's an image here that just doesn't feel honest.
I don't know. I don't feel.
I know they have the pedigree. I think like they started out pretty rough and raw, and
yeah.
They're not just coming into this like Mumford and Sons with folk or whatever. Like they have some kind of a pedigree, but I just don't. It's like it just doesn't resonate with me. It just like,
I mean, that's okay. That's fine.
Yeah, it just doesn't.
I liked it, so these are just my
Yeah, and I don't think you're wrong for liking it either. It's just like
because I feel like the album is like exactly what it's meant to be.
Yeah.
And what it's trying to do is just be this just rock album with, and I don't know. I think it's a
simple album.
it is very simple. And that's, not to like diminish it. It's just, I feel like for majority of the album, they're able to make these things sound unique without having to use any like weird, complex instrumentation, or like there's not like a ton of crazy effects going on. There's a lot of like guitar parts that are just doing straightforward guitar lines that just sound simple and unique and cool. I don't know.
And they're not using auto tune, right? Like it's not like a super. It's not ultra produced. It's just like it's very clean.
It's kind of ultra produced. They could.
But they could have done like worse.
Yeah.
They could have done like whoa stuff or
whoa.
But they didn't do that. And I think we reviewed Kate Le Bon last week. Kate Le Bon. I don't know how to pronounce it, but she's Welsh.
Le Bon.
But she has a French name.
And that wasn't last week. That was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
You prick.
Yeah. 2 weeks ago we reviewed that, and that's like kind of a complex, weird album, and I think that the world needs stuff like this that's just very straight to the point, simple.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there is something to be said about just like, okay, we came back 5 years later and we're not trying to do this like grandiose statement.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. It just doesn't resonate with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You know what, Scott, that's okay, I guess. Oh, I did look up the lyrics to all the songs on this album, and I have nothing to say about any of them because that's one thing. Like with the Black Keys, I've never felt that there's any sort of agenda behind their lyrics. They've never really been about the lyrics for me. It's been more about like the melody and delivery.
I was really like, it felt like they were speaking to me when they were saying la 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 lies, because that's like kind of what I've been feeling inside, and it's just like they put it all out there. Tell me lies, la 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 lies. It's just like you can't make that stuff up. You
know what? You're right. That's pure poetry.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you this. I think that Tell Me Lies, I don't think it was one of my standouts, but I really liked it. It's an honorable mention for me, for sure. That's this song here, La 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 Lies.
I didn't like this song.
You didn't like this song?
No.
I thought the song was cool, but as I said, I like pretty much every song on the album.
Yeah, we're not going to be on the same page with this.
Yeah, fuck. But I thought this was cool.
This felt like a single, but it wasn't, right?
I don't think it was. I could be wrong though.
I don't think
it's hard to tell which song was a fucking single.
Yeah.
This? You can't critique that. Just
so
okay. Good. It is good. It's a good song.
So good.
All right. Well, what'd you like off the album? Give me a goddamn positive here.
I kind of like this song, Every Little Thing. That was my pick.
So that surprises me because right off the bat it sounds like super classic rocky with that. There's a lot of like classic rock elements going on in this one.
Yeah, it's kind of a Hendrix intro, huh?
Yeah, a bit. But you like Jimi Hendrix.
I do like Hendrix.
That's like some classic rock that you like because you don't like a ton of like stuff pegged as classic rock.
Yeah, I'm not really into that, but I did get into Hendrix for some reason.
Because he's good.
Yeah.
He's one of the 27s. We've talked about that on
True.
here.
Morrison, Hendrix,
Joplin, Cobain. Every Little Thing. This was one of my picks. This was one of my standouts.
I thought this was a standout. I think that the writing wise it was better than all of them, and I think that it had a sound to it that was enjoyable.
Yeah. It's when they get into their choruses is when the Black Keys open up for me a bit.
And this one kind of had a natural build that it felt a little more genuine for me.
Yeah. Okay. I accept that. That's positive.
Yeah. pretty cool.
Yeah, this is a really cool track. I don't know. I like it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're right and they secretly suck.
Secretly.
Whoa. Shots fired.
Bazinga.
Right in my chest.
Pew pew.
Ouch.
One for each nipple.
It's perfect.
I never miss.
What else you got? Let me hear some more of your picks.
That was my only real pick.
God damn it.
I could say that I kind of liked I kind of like the tone shift on Sit Around and Miss You.
So, this song,
I didn't think it was that great, but
you know what this song reminds me of? Stuck in the Middle with You.
It does. You know what? You're right. I was trying to place it. That's it.
That's the same chord. He's hitting a D there.
Yeah.
And the reason why, like, I don't have perfect pitch or anything, but like I can recognize it right off the bat because you know this. I sang Stuck in the Middle with You in a cover band.
Oh, right.
And I would do the same little strumming there. So that sound of that strumming pattern is just burned into my brain.
Wow. You nailed it. Like it's like, well, this sounds so familiar. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
It is like, it changes, but this intro part is straight up.
Yeah, well, and like couple of the chord progressions, that to that,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's the same progression. And then it gets into here and it changes, but here's Stuck in the Middle with You. At first I was like, does it sound like Kodachrome from oh my god, Simon and Garfunkel? But that's not it. Here's Stuck in the Middle.
It's very similar.
It's super similar, and you just got to hear the chord progression on when it gets into the chorus here. And I like this song too.
Yeah.
So I was just like,
it's a good song to copy.
It is a good song to copy. It's a good song. Back to Reservoir Dogs.
Oh yeah,
Great movie. Right here. Except they don't go to that third chord there. Back to D. It's a little different, but
interesting.
I know this song more than I should, I guess.
Well, I liked that it was different than the rest of the album, I guess.
Oh, you did you?
Yeah, it was good to have a little bit of the closest thing to like a break from rock, you know? Just like they were like, "Oh man, we've been rocking so long. Let's just copy Stuck in the Middle with You."
That was their thought process, probably. Let's just copy Stuck in the Middle with You.
Yeah, you know that one song that no one else remembers?
Hey, everybody knows that song.
I know, that's what they were saying, though.
You bitch.
I was going to say that it has like a Harry Nilsson vibe, but now that I remember the song that you just said, that it's just straight up, yeah.
Yeah. Good old Steelers Wheel. I don't know any of their other songs.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was their name.
Yeah.
But cool.
One of my standouts was actually the first track, Shine a Little Light. Right off the bat, as soon as you kick this on, you're like, yeah, this is Black Keys, 100%.
Yeah, this is honorable.
I don't know. I think it's cool, and I like his voice, and you know, even though he's pretty much always got a short delay and some reverb on his vocals, like for every track, but that's all right.
It sounds good.
You know, it's
what works for this market.
Okay. God damn it.
He's got
an algorithm too.
Yeah, he's done the research. Yeah, he's like Rivers Cuomo. He's got the newest program.
I'm gonna have to stop you right there. I know what you're saying, but do not compare Auerbach to Cuomo.
I think that would be a blessing for Auerbach. He should take that.
No. Disagree.
If anyone ever compared me to Rivers Cuomo, I don't even care that much about Weezer.
Like, oh, you have weird Asian fetishes too, Scott?
Just like Cuomo. The Quo Man.
The Quo Man.
Weird underage Asian girls fetish.
Oh, but underage specifically? Is that his thing?
Well,
or was it just when he was underage?
There's just like that one song that, I mean, he is into Asian girls, but there's that one song. It's weird that we all know that.
Called, it was publicized. Like,
yeah. Was it Over the Sea or something like that, where it's just like this Japanese girl, like, I wonder how you touch yourself or something like that.
I don't know the song.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but I've heard people talk about it a lot.
I like the song, but it's just a weird thing. It's a great album. Pinkerton.
Yeah, I want to go back and give Pinkerton a try, because as of now, if I had to choose one, I think I would choose that I don't like Weezer.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, because there's just...
You heard Blue, right?
Yeah, there's some okay songs on that, but I don't know. The stuff that I like from Weezer is kind of dispersed across all their albums.
Yeah.
There's no like one
album. A lot of people
album.
would agree with you.
There's no one album where I'm like, it's like individual songs.
Mm-hmm.
There's no one album that blows me away.
I think you should
that I've heard.
Try Blue. I mean, you tried Blue, but Pinkerton, and then if you don't like Pinkerton at all, you might like the White Album.
You and Jordan mentioned that.
You might like the White Album.
And maybe I will check that out. We did the Black album.
You might hate it. I don't know, but
if any of it sounds like Can't Knock the Hustle, I'm in.
You're in for a treat, bro.
Hell yeah.
Hasta luego.
Don't step to me, bitch. I would like to point out one more honorable mention from the Black Keys. Get Yourself Together. I thought the song was okay. This was kind of a cool jam.
Yeah.
It's not extravagant, but it's got a cool little, like, you can shake your hips to this.
Yeah. You can shake your hips to the majority of this album.
Yeah, like that little shuffle on the snare drum there.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yeah.
does that a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's oh wow. Well, that's pretty good. I need to hone in my Owen Wilson.
Yeah, pretty good there.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's like a timid Owen Wilson.
Yeah, what was you had a pretty good well, Owen Wilson's always kind of timid. Even when he's pissed off, he's like, I came in here. I got nothing. What's a good scenario where he's pissed off?
Someone ate all of the cereal.
Yeah. Okay, so Owen Wilson's upset because someone ate all his cereal. I bought that cereal specific, and I come down here, and the cereal's gone, and I can't get any of the cereal. We got all this milk. I can't eat any of the cereal. That is my favorite cereal. What are you doing?
Oh my God. You have a gift. That's incredible. Wow.
It took me a second. Give me another one.
Can we cut the rest of the episode?
Yeah. Just keep that as this whole episode is reviewing Owen Wilson upset about losing his cereal.
Someone's giving him a parking ticket.
Okay, let's see. Okay, look. Oh, wow. Okay, look, sir. I'm outside the courthouse, okay? I'm getting a divorce here. I know you gave me this ticket. I can't pay this ticket right now, okay? I'm about to get a divorce.
Why is he whispering now?
Because that's what he does when he gets upset. I don't know.
Yeah, I like how you got back into character by saying, oh, wow.
Yeah. That's
like, okay, let me see. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, I'm about to get a divorce. Okay, do you understand what I'm telling you? You understand that? I did the movie with Jackie Chan. I can't pay this ticket, all right? I might have to cut some of that.
No, keep that. Keep all of that.
Oh, I lost it. You had a pretty good one. It was Owen Wilson and Bill Clinton.
I had that?
You had that. It was, oh, wow, Monica. Or, I'm sorry, it was, oh, wow, Monica. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Did I do that?
That was, you came up with the character, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure you did.
Well, Owen Wilson and I get along quite well.
Oh, wow, it's pretty good. We both like Monica. She likes us.
We both like saxophone music and broads with cigar fetishes.
We both like getting into some cocaine.
We both like cunnilingus. We're both significantly depressed.
I lost it. I lost my Owen. We're both... Oh, Jesus Christ.
We both have dark pasts.
Oh, shit. So the Black Keys.
God. This is a weird episode.
This is a weird episode. I had too many fucking updates. We got all these impressions. What other impression you want me to do?
Could you do... Ooh, how about Mick Jagger?
Mick Jagger. You know what? I'm fresh off a Stones concert. I might be able to. If I tried dancing like him, though, I'd probably break my fucking hip.
Yeah, don't get up. Just
all right, we had you vote for these songs on the internet, and the one that the audience chose, Rocks Off.
did he do that?
He did that, yeah. He did that at the show. There was 4 songs that people could choose from. Is Rocks Off, Sad, 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 which I'd never heard of, and a couple other songs, and Rocks Off won.
Doesn't he have like a legendary dick, or was it like he's good at sex?
He's probably good at sex. You think he'd be bad at sex?
Well, there's the Moves Like Jagger thing.
Was that about sex? I thought that was just about like dancing. I thought that was just like a party song.
Okay.
I don't know. It could be about sex. He's got a bunch of kids with like a bunch of different women, so
Okay.
he likes his women. The dude, like, I feel like a guy can't prance around like that on stage without being good at sex.
You're probably right.
Like, he can't. Like, he's got that mouth.
That's why whenever I'm on stage, I
got
just
those
stand.
lips.
That's why whenever I'm on stage, I just stand like completely still, like perfectly still.
It's like I can't move because
I don't want to put the wrong impression in your minds, you know.
I don't want to be misleading.
Yeah.
This is it.
I'm just an honest guy.
EarBuddies.
Well, I have a feeling that we've run out of things to talk about.
I think.
Do you want to rate this album?
Yeah.
Rate this album, get out of here?
This is a very long episode.
What are we going to rate this out of?
Ooh. What if we rate it?
Can we rate it out of bullshit plastic cups of water?
Yeah. Let's rate it out of decanted water bottles.
Squeezed and emptied water bottles?
Let's rate it out of needless cups.
All right, so how many water bottles are you going to pour into hard plastic cups and then immediately throw away?
All right. You want me to go first?
Yes, you go first.
Okay. Well, I like to think of myself as relatively environmentally conscious, which is why I will only waste 4 cups.
4 cups?
Yeah.
Damn.
I didn't care for this album. Don't think it's bad, but I'm not going to lie and say I liked it any more than that. I think
it's pretty low.
It just wasn't for me. Just really wasn't for me. I didn't like it.
Damn.
I'm not surprised I didn't like it, but
I guess I'm not surprised. I thought you were going to like it a little more than that, but
yeah.
Maybe I just had my hopes up.
Yeah. I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Well, fuck. Whale fuck.
I don't disparage.
How many whales fucking do you give it?
Oh, 6.
6 whales fucking?
Yeah.
4 plastic cups
Yeah.
filled with water.
I don't think anybody is wrong for liking this. It's just like, I mean,
I'm sure as hell not wrong.
you're wrong, but no
Who
one.
are you pointing fingers at? Kraus?
You're wrong about a lot of stuff, but not about liking this. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, cool. I thought it was pretty good. I'm going to give this 7 whales fucking, but then 8.5 cups of water, plastic cups of water that are probably going to get thrown out.
So do you average those two?
Nope. I'm going with the cups.
So it's not like a 7.75?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No.
So 7.
No, 8.5.
Oh, okay.
8.5. What?
I got it backwards.
You think I said 7?
I thought you...
7 whales fucking. 7 whales fucking. That scale's different.
Okay. Yeah, of course.
There's a lot of matter there.
Yeah, of course.
You gotta... That can get overwhelming quick.
I think whales have, like, giant schlongs.
I should hope they do. Because they're giant.
Yeah.
Where do they keep it? In the cloaca?
I think they keep it in their mouths.
Is it retracted? Are they just like flopping dongs out the ocean? Like there's secretly just like little fish use it to hide from bigger fish.
It's like a scuba diver gets like bonked by this giant whale dick. And like it's like the tide, it's like a ship's rudder, like the tide from that whale dick just like spins him around and like he just gets dragged into the ocean.
How'd he die? Well, he got dragged down by a whale dick. It's full of barnacles.
The tide from the drag on that dick just Pushed him into a giant sea urchin. At the bottom of the ocean.
If there's a giant sea urchin out there somewhere, that would freak me out. Because for some reason, sea urchins really freak me out.
Everything's giant at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, including whale dicks.
Especially whale dicks. You probably have, what are those things called?
Bonked by a whale dick. Bumping scoobs and...
Bumping scoobs?
Abbreviated scuba divers.
Oh.
I thought I was going to have a second thing faster.
Just bumping scoobs. As you do.
Bumping scoobs and smoking doobs.
Well.
Oh, we are fucking tapped out. You want to end this? You want to get the fuck out of here?
What impression should I do?
Oh, give me... You know what? Give me a David Bowie impression. Give me David Bowie ordering a Subway sandwich.
I'm terrible at impressions. Just heads up, I'm not nearly as good as you. Well, I'd like a sandwich with meatballs and tuna fish in the stars where I live now. I've ascended.
Oh, no.
Like a baby.
Oh, no.
I don't know, man.
That was pretty good.
To answer your question, yes, let's end this show.
We want to remind everyone out there to check your ditty, miss. And with that, this has been EarBuddies.
See ya.
This has been another installment of the EarBuddies podcast. Bye-bye now.